Hey there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I am Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. And if you're new to my channel, I'm so glad you're here. I hope you like what you see. Hit that like and subscribe button. I am a tarot and oracle reader. I am also a former journalist, newspaper journalist. So my approach is I like to get the facts. I like to approach things sort of analytically, factually. But then I go to spirit with the woo-woo. I'm also a priestess. So in West African traditions, Cuban, Lukumi tradition, some people want to know the more specifics along that line, and also straight up in the pagan tradition, right? High priestess in that tradition as well. So got a lot going on. I love bringing it to us here on the channel, on this platform, these times that we are living in. Whoa, 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 right? And so today, you all, let's just kick it off. And I would be remiss not to say thank you so much for my longtime subscribers and certainly to my members, the members of this channel. If you're interested in a membership, please check there's a link to it below. I do special videos just for members only. I do more teachings around in that realm as well. And then occasionally I even do a live Zoom call for my members. So, where you can ask me questions and we get face-to-face, that kind of thing. So just check it out if you're interested. All right. So today, you all, I am calling this National Say It to My Face Day, right? We have been waiting for this debate. I don't know how long. There have been, Spirit was like, many of our guides and many of the wonderful readers across this platform have been like, maybe we'll have a debate, maybe we won't. Who knows if he would even, some months back, people had questions around whether he would even still be among us. Trump would be among us when it came time to do this. But he's here. It's supposed to happen. It's going full steam ahead. I think we all certainly know the energy that both of them are going to bring to it. The whole saying, the prosecutor versus the felon, that says it all. But let's take a look at that. I'm actually going to go to Spirit and see tomorrow, because I think that will be the tail of the tape. So I want to take a look at Kamala tomorrow and Donald Trump tomorrow in the aftermath of the debate. That'll tell us a lot about how things really are going to go tonight. I'm taking this early in the morning of the 10th of September 10th. All right. So let me give you all a little spray too. I always try to cleanse myself. I hope you can. Yeah, there you go. You got the mist. And give some. All right. So, and while I'm at it, let's do a little spirit guide oil. I'm not affiliated with any brands or anything. This is just literally a part of my ritual, a part of my routine. When I get ready to do a reading, I always make sure that I cleanse my aura and cleanse my space. All right, and I recommend that you all do the same, especially if you are readers. Okay, so before we look at them, I do want to take a quick look at Mike Johnson and what one article that I read in the New Republic. The reporter called it the GOP Jenga, right? Like, who's going to finally pull that piece that just makes the Republican Party crumble? Absolutely done, game over type of thing. And Mike Johnson certainly seems to be, he's teed up now that they're back in Congress. He's teed up to do his part. He is clearly under orders from Donald Trump to make this requirement, the SAVE Act, the requirement of proof of citizenship in order to register to vote. And there are all sorts of studies that have already come out. Many of you have seen it, I'm sure, that says this is so biased against people who tend to be, for instance, women who may have changed their names, gotten married and changed their names. So if you've got to show a birth certificate or a passport or something, maybe you don't have all that paperwork that completely lines up with your existing name, right? So they're targeting women. They're targeting low-wage earners who very often, those making $25,000 or less, who very often, maybe for various circumstances, don't have readily available all of their, their birth certificate and all of those other, that kind of documentation. Not to mention finding it, and then you got to go to, some elections office and demonstrate and show all of that just to register to vote. So clearly all of this is designed to disenfranchise people and to discourage people from voting. So Mike Johnson, under orders from Trump, has been, given, his directive is, in order for you to approve government spending, or the government, to keep the government open, you got to attach this bill to it. It's got to be a package deal, otherwise no deal. Chuck Schumer in the Senate has already said, I wish you would. I wish you would. It's just not going to happen, right? So it's already done. But I want to take a look at whether or not the government, in fact, is going to shut down. Because if that does, talk about that GOP Jenga, you all, that's going to be such a bad look going into an election. And once again, this Congress has sucked as far as getting anything done. And to have yet another mark, to have many government workers going into an election, sitting in that position of having their jobs once again threatened, not to mention all the talk about what would happen with if Project 2025 were to come to bear with Trump in office, right? The whole dismantling and complete dismissal of government jobs. Elon Musk being in charge of some sort of oversight committee, like, ooh, talk about disaster. All right, you all. So looking at whether or not the government, we're going to have a government shutdown or a partial government shutdown, because Mike Johnson is being told to do this, and it's not going to happen with this SAVE Act. So I have Patience that came up at the bottom of the deck. He's trying. He's going to continue to try it. He's already been told, Mike Johnson, he's already been told. Like I said, Chuck Schumer came out. He's already been told by many members of the House, even members of the Freedom Caucus, those who have said, we don't know about this. We don't know if we can get this through. And he's ignoring it. Mike Johnson is. So patience and justice. But justice comes out reversed. There's this balancing act that he's trying to do. He's trying to serve two masters, Mike Johnson. He's trying to serve two masters. On the one hand, pretending that he is speaker, or he is, the head honcho. And on the other hand, he's just somebody carrying out orders, right? The orders that he's been given. So there is that. And this is also, I feel like this is a miscarriage of justice. And I feel like, thank you, Spirit, I feel like from a higher vibration level, when we put those two together, patience and justice, I think this is a message from Spirit, from Source, that is saying, for us collectively, be patient, because justice is going to bear out. This whole charade is only, Jenga, political Jenga, and judgment. Talk to me, Spirit, and judgment. Judgment, rather than handing down a judgment, for those who may not be as familiar with tarot. This isn't so much about like, boom, bringing down the hammer, handing down a judgment, as so much as it is about an awareness, an awakening. People having sort of, people having learned their lessons, having been burned enough that you learn your lessons. And so for members of Congress who are very much aware, keenly aware of how this Congress is looked upon, how little they've done, how awful they've been, going back to, remember, we don't even get us started on, funding for Ukraine, all of these things. It's just been deplorable. And I think there's, that's what judgment is speaking to here. There's an awareness that, hey, this thing is, this tide, this Trump, MAGA tide, this groundswell, this tidal wave is going to peter out. And when it does, we're going to be left in the crosshairs of this. We have the High Priestess. Wow, all these major arcana are coming out, which is amazing. The High Priestess is things that are being done, what we don't see. And it's Mike Johnson moving behind the scenes, but also Donald Trump moving behind the scenes to say, don't you dare, hold steady, hold the line. We've got to do this together, and if the government shuts down, so be it. Are we headed for a government shutdown, Spirit? Are we, or a partial shutdown? Because they only have until September 30th to get this through, to get something, a spending bill passed. Oh, he got black magic. Cursed. Black magic, you all. Yeah. I don't think they have enough time till the 30th. Do they have enough time, and will Mike Johnson back down forgiveness? I think they may push this one over the edge, because that forgiveness, you all, for me, with that black magic, feels like there's such a dark pall over the heads, specifically of Mike Johnson, you know, who equates himself to Moses, right? And talks about righteous this and righteous that. Like, they are so over the edge. But don't be surprised if we wind up going into, I feel like it'll be temporary. Spirit is saying it will be very, very temporary. Like, if that happens, there's going to be something that they're going to be burning the midnight oil, because, again, the optics of this and the reality of it among those who are impacted by a government, whatever area of government that gets put on hold, this close to an election, they're going to do everything humanly possible, even if that means making Mike Johnson eat dirt, basically. All right. So, having said that, let's get to this debate tonight, y'all. Let's see what's happening. Ooh, I want to take a look at Donald Trump tomorrow, Spirit. What will Donald Trump's mind, body, and spirit tomorrow, September 11th? How will Donald Trump wake up tomorrow, September 11th? What will be his energy? What will be his mood? Mind, body, spirit. Donald Trump tomorrow, September 11th, 2024. Donald Trump tomorrow, September 11th, 2024. Please show me his energy field. Mind, body, and spirit. Mind, body, and spirit of Donald Trump tomorrow, September 11th. Bottom of the deck, hangman. Like, what just happened? What just happened to me? What in the world just happened to me? Wow. He's and I just looked down these, as you can see, this deck that I'm working with. This is the Street Priestess Tarot. Somebody's gonna ask me. It's on this bag. It's on Etsy. She's a seller on Etsy. Street Priestess Tarot. So this on here, it even says, you may not be content with your current circumstance and feel confined in a predicament or mental state that does not bring you joy. Say so, huh? Say so. Yeah, he's gonna be numb. This feels like a state of denial almost, which we know is the norm for him. Some more, Spirit. Donald Trump tomorrow. Black magic again, you all. Now, you saw me shuffle this deck. Black magic again. Now, I'm gonna tell you, as a spiritualist, I take this a couple of different ways. There could be some very unhappy people with 45 who have decided to take some matters into their own hands, all right? For entertainment purposes only, and I have no judgment either way. People do what they do. But there's no mistake. Look how thick this deck, I've got this is combined tarot and oracle. There's probably about 90-something cards here. And you saw me shuffle, and here comes that black magic again when we're dealing with DJT. He's also, I get it too, this is also his victimization mode, right? He's going to behave as if this was done to me and this was set up, and ABC, set this whole thing up. It was rigged, from this. That's part of it as well. So he's gonna whine about that. Here comes Judgment again. You know what? Okay, I gotta reshuffle this deck. I just pulled Judgment and Justice again. Let me reshuffle this deck, you all. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Because some name, either that's just too much coincidence. Although I did shuffle, you all saw me do it. All right, let's do it again. Let's knock 3 times. Clear it up. All right, Donald Trump tomorrow. When he wakes up tomorrow and throughout the day tomorrow, September 11th, Donald Trump. Donald Trump tomorrow. Now, if that ain't shuffled, I don't know what is. All right, let's see what we got, you all. at the bottom of the deck, I just wanted to look down and see community. So he'll be hot and heavy on Truth Social and X now that his buddy Elon Musk has allowed him back on that platform. And we have the Chariot. All right. Spirit is still coming with the major arcana, meaning major energy, big energy. The Chariot, though, is he's going to bluster his way. He's going to, despite what he's going to be feeling internally, his thing's going to be, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's keep it going. We're on top of this thing, blah, blah, blah. But I will also say, I think Spirit, is he worried about his funding? Is Donald Trump tomorrow, is he worried about, based on his performance, his funding surrender? Yeah. Yeah. There's between this hangman that we saw and the surrender, you all, we may not have the pleasure of really seeing it play out just yet, but I'm telling you from what I'm getting spiritually, internally, there's a part of him that's starting to switch off. And that fire that he's had, that cockiness, that I got the world by the, you know what, the cojones, that's starting to, the Jenga, right? GOP MAGA Jenga, it's starting to crumble. And there's a part of him that is, and more major arcanas. The Temperance card comes up. That's where he's going to have to decide after this debate, you all. You know, his advisors for the longest time have been saying, you are going at this wrong. You gotta get your mind right. You gotta stop with these personal attacks and all this, what he's calling the weave, which is his woo woo woo, you know, somehow trying to say, oh no, it's really making sense if you listen enough. All these disjointed statements and wild stuff. It's actually a part of my genius. Like, that's the Temperance. There's going to be a gathering. This is his funders. This is his major donors. These are his advisors. There's something where they're going to really start to come together around, you know, and almost I see them sort of like circling him and saying, look, buddy, get with it. It's now or never. One more for him. And here comes the Justice card. Now, you saw me shuffle this deck. Spirit today is like, we said what we said, Afefe. Justice. Now, in this case, it is, and look, it says, legal consequences stem from the concept of karmic justice. All actions have repercussions. Political Jenga, you all. This debate tonight, when he wakes up tomorrow, Donald Trump is going to see the beginning of I feel like he's already seen the beginning of the end, but he's had enough bluster to be able to, you know, convince himself to do his own little weave in his own little mind about the fact that he's still on top of things. The money's going to, I feel a dip in money. We know that Truth Social is tanking, right? It's, you know, it started out worth, what, $6 billion for him, his shares. Now it's down to $2 billion, I think it is, that his shares, which is still too much money. But he sees Jenga. He sees things starting to crumble. You know, when you play Jenga and you can see all those holes, it's starting to come, and it becomes, whoa, it becomes more and more difficult to make your next move, because your next move could be your last. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's cleanse this deck, and we're going to take a quick look at Kamala tomorrow, Kamala Harris. And let's see, how will Kamala Harris, Spirit, how will Kamala Harris wake up tomorrow after the debate? Mind, body, spirit, how will Kamala Harris feel tomorrow, 9/11/24, after the debate? What will be her feeling, her state of mind, her energy, her aura after the debate? Kamala Harris, 9/11/24, after the debate against Donald Trump. Ooh, that one wants to flip. Let me see what that was. Clairvoyance. Interesting. You know, she has a real sense of him. When she said, when we've seen her on the campaign stump saying, you know, I know his type, right? She really does see through him. She sees not just what he's saying on the surface and all the political machinations and games that he's playing, the lies, the just, you all know. She sees past that. She really has had enough time in her quiet moments, in her thoughts, that she sees through to this man. She really does know his type, but him embodying that type is exceptional. And the fact that in this situation, he is, she's running against him for the highest office in the land. So she's not just listening to her advisors, although she is. She's not just gathering all the facts, although she does. We know that that's her forte. She is looking into him. She's got a feel for him. She really does she has studied him. She has studied him. All right, Spirit. Tomorrow, knowledge, comfortable. This will be her having exhibited her command of the facts, her command of certain, being able to put forth policies, her ability to distinguish herself, which she's had to do, to distinguish herself from Joe Biden, certainly loyal to him and certainly giving him all credit due, but also having that challenge of saying, as a vice president who basically, we all know this, was pretty off the radar for the beginning part of their time in the office, right? Trying to find her footing. So she will come away from this with the knowledge of who she is, truly in command of that, truly seeing herself not just running for president of the United States, but feeling presidential. That's how that comes across. Spirit. A little more. Kamala Harris tomorrow. Kundalini, hot dog. All right, now, her name is a derivative of the goddess Kali. This is life force energy, really. And this is her coming into her power. With that knowledge as well, she's going to come out of this. And you also see the difference in the energy and how the energy shifted between the two of them, right? She's going to come out of this debate tonight, you all. She's going to wake up tomorrow like, been there, done that. I don't even have to play Jenga, right? I didn't enter the room to play Jenga. I'm not here to play games. I'm here to get business done. That's going to be, and that Kundalini is, she will feel invigorated by the fact that she has, the way I'm hearing it from Spirit is, she faced the devil. She faced the devil. That whole say it to my face, she faced the devil tonight in that, and she will wake up tomorrow having said, this was my biggest test yet, this was my biggest challenge yet, and she meets it head on. And there's an inner power, there's an inner flame that gets lit in her because of that. We've got the botanical. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna let y'all have that, and I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna call it chamomile tea. Maybe she'll have some chamomile tea. We'll leave that alone. Keep going. Spirit, don't do this to me. And we have karma. I love this. I love it. This is, there's a part of her, and many of us, Kamala Harris does feel in her system of justice. It is, yes, absolutely about the law. It is absolutely about the law. But there is also, she is deeply spiritual. And she recognizes that there is a tipping of the scales in terms of what democracy, and in terms of the karmic consequences of what could happen to this country under the reign of someone like Donald Trump and his allies. Because we've been saying, Spirit has been saying now for months, Donald Trump is their prop. This whole Project 25, the whole, the Steve Bannons and the Kevin Roberts and the Peter Thiels and like we could go a whole laundry list of those extreme right MAGAs. I could mention JD Vance, except JD Vance does not have power. JD Vance is truly a sycophant for entertainment purposes only. He's not, he doesn't have that to really move the lever. He just wants to be in the room, and he's glad to be in the room. But yeah, there's this karma that Kamala Harris is waking up to. And she too gets forgiveness. You know, I think this is what Spirit is saying in this instance of forgiveness. You all remember at the Democratic Convention, one of the things they did quite brilliantly was to extend the olive branch to not just Democrats, but to independents, but to Republicans, but to, we've seen even with, you know, the Cheneys coming forward with members of the military, esteemed members, you know, admirals and really high ranking military personnel who have come out in support. I think there is a spirit of forgiveness, meaning she's going to come out of this debate saying, I really am wanting and willing to be the president for all people, and to not see the MAGA faction as enemies per se, but to see, how do I win them over? How do I demonstrate to them that I am the better person for this job? I am the better person to run the country. And the devil. I was waiting for it. I actually thought that was going to come out right away, because that plays to what we said a moment ago, or what we felt, which is she saw the devil. You know, she met the devil head on and handled her business, and then tomorrow she will be okay. And this is about her. Between this and karma, think about the two of those things together, you all, energetically. Now, I'm not talking about a Christianized devil here, you all. I ain't doing the Mike Johnson version of the devil. I'm talking about an energy of disempowerment, an energy where you feel bound up and chained to something that is not good for you, that does not serve your purpose. This, unfortunately, would be, think of the crowds who turn out, the MAGA loyalists who turn out for Donald Trump, being in the throes and the grip of something that they can't even see where it would ultimately lead, you know, and lead to their demise and lead to the destruction of the country and the principles of the country. That's this here. There's a karma there. And Kamala Harris is going to be like, I see this for what this is. So I love that Spirit is showing it is not just the mechanics of what she has to do tonight at the debate. She's going to come out of this debate with a real fundamental transformation inside, a spiritual transformation inside of her, that there's no stopping her, an absolute belief that this is a cause, that she has been put in this position and she's ready for this position because the American people deserve it. All right, you all have a great day. I cannot wait for tonight. You know, let's see what happens, and I will check back with you all really soon. Take good care of yourselves. Breathe, keep your chins up, and stay calm. We'll talk again soon. Bye.